Hi, lovelies. I'm Ariel, and this is Maven Unmasked. And I've been wanting to make this video for a little while, but wasn't really sure how I was going to go about it. But today we are going to talk about music and music as a healer. Music is a healer, and among so many other things. So, how I got the idea for this video? Several reasons. One, I had found like my old iPod or from back, when I was still a teenager or when I was in high school. And I love how it was frozen in time. Like all of the songs, all of the playlists, all of the tracks, it went to me and who I was and what I was going through at a specific point and specific time in my life. And being able to listen to that music and reflect and kind of relive in a sense what I was going through and to see how far I've come. And I really encourage you all to do so if you have, an old cassette tape or an old mixtape or an old playlist or CD mix that your friends had made for you, anything, and go back on that journey in time and see where it takes you. Unless, it was really turbulent and you just don't feel like bringing up those emotions. Be aware of that. That's one thing I want to say before I go deeper into this video. But, I hooked it up, my auxiliary cord, and I was driving and going back through this journey of myself and getting to know myself again in a different way and reconnecting and, again, seeing how far I've come, how far I've grown, and how silly I was and some of the things that I was thinking was. And I'm jamming out in my car and I'm dancing in my car and people are, I'm in traffic and people are looking at me and they're smiling and they're laughing too. And how contagious music is and the joy it can bring and how contagious any emotion that music invokes in you, how contagious that is just by listening to it. So everything is vibration, right? Music is vibration. Even someone who is deaf, they may not be able to hear the music, but they can feel the vibration of the music in the atmosphere, through their feet, through their hands, those kinds of things. And when I do spiritual work, like I had done my first mediumship platform event back in April, and getting ready for the event, what was one thing I did to raise my vibration? I listened to music. I listened to things that made me feel good. It didn't have to be meditative music. That was part of it, but a lot of it was like techno, like dance tunes and dubstep and old 90s music, because I'm a 90s baby all the way. Love 90s music. And just, how freeing that is and uplifting that is. Different genres of music can create and invoke different emotions in you. So alternative music can invoke a certain emotion in you. Pop music invokes another. Rap music invokes another. Classical another. Country another. Salsa and bachata and reggaeton. And, they all invoke different aspects of your personality to come out, that via, being a sassy salsa dancer or being really in tune and getting in tune with your emotions through alternative or rock music. So there's so many different ways that you can go about it. To me, music and the lyrics in music, and sometimes there doesn't even have to be any lyrics, it could just be the acoustics or whatever. It says a lot of things that I have trouble saying. And I think that's so true for all of us. It takes me back to the days when my Facebook statuses used to be lyrics from songs because it just conveys so much. And, music is the expression of things that we wish we could say and sometimes we can't because we don't know how. How many times have you been driving and you were upset? Sometimes you just need to go for a drive and put on some angry music, some heavy music, some sad music, some light music if you need to cheer yourself up, and how healing that is and therapeutic that is. I can't tell you how many times where I needed to go out, turn on some Stained or turn on some, whoever and whatever it is, and just blare it and just drive, get on the highway and just drive and scream and cry and get all that pent up frustration or anger or sadness, get it out of you. Music is a great channel and a great way to do that. I think it's also important to say that for a long period of my life, I was listening to music that was probably not as healthy for me. And sometimes if you listen to the same things over and over again, if you listen to a song that's kind of depressing day in and day out, instead of using that to get that out of you and moving on from it, it can keep you in that state. So I wanted to say, just be mindful if you tend to listen to angry music or sad or depressing music. If you're using it as a release, beautiful, that's great. If you like it because you love to listen to it, beautiful, that's great. But if you're depressed and it's making you more depressed, maybe try listening to something else to break that cycle and kind of get you out of that pattern. Okay. But yeah, music is just, it's such a healer. It's such a freer. It's such an uplifter. It can change your consciousness. I mean, when you listen to meditative music, that changes your consciousness, right? If you listen to like Aqua Barbie Girl, it changes your consciousness, right? Like I was driving home from work on Friday and the first song that came on was I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I mean, I know some of you guys know that song, but it really just raised my vibration. It changed my outlook. I was, jamming in the car. Music is such a great form of expression, such a great form of freedom to bring up things, to release things, to embrace things, I have just so many favorite songs for so many different things and reasons and purposes, and I know you all do too. It can take you to a different place in time. It can take you to a different world. Listening to old swing dance music and music from the 50s, where does that take you to? Who does that make you? What part of your inner soul that you don't know yet, what does that bring out in you? What archetype does that bring out in you when you listen to certain things? But yes, everything is vibration. Music is vibration. You are vibration. Your soul and your spirit is vibration. So it's all connected, all with that throat chakra self-expression, singing at the top of your lungs. And music is a great way that spirit communicates with us as well. As a developing medium, sometimes I'll get song lyrics in my head, and oftentimes it's a special message in those lyrics for me or for the person I'm reading. If you get in the car and a song of your loved one who's passed comes on, who that was their favorite song or was a song you have a great memory to together or that you used to sing together all the time, take that as a sign from them and a message from them that they're with you, they're there for you, and maybe whatever emotion they were trying to convey in that song when they were alive, they're conveying it to you now after they're dead and they're passing. It's just, music contains so many messages for us, whether it has lyrics or not, whether it's just the rhythm and the beat and the way your soul feels. I mean, what's a song that you listen to that as soon as it comes on, you can't help but move and free yourself? That's root chakra stuff too. To me, that's sacral chakra stuff too. Your creativity, root chakra, your body, your physical body, your movement, exercise, working out. Music is so many different things. If you play an instrument, in my life, I've played flute, I've played clarinet, I played viola. The longest instrument I ever played was piano, which I played somewhere between 8 to 10 years. I stopped. I wish I didn't, but sitting in front of that instrument and tuning everything out and becoming just one with the music and one with the flow, it's such a beautiful experience. If you sing what that gives you, what that brings to you, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So this month of June, I really encourage you all to listen to some music, listen to something you've been listening to in a long time, maybe something that you've that's different for you, something that's not something you would typically listen to, and find a discovery in that. Go back in time and see how far you've grown from, a song that you had listened to that was your favorite when you were 13 or 18 or 35, however old you are. And maybe if you really feel the need to, cleaning up and healing some of the energy surrounding who you were at that time and with that song. I know for me personally, especially with relationships and things, there's certain songs that I felt like I couldn't listen to for a long time because it reminded me of that person, or it was a song I was listening to when we had broke up, and every time I listened to that song, it took me back there and I was upset all over again. Why? you know, technically, even though a song brings out so much in us, it is just a song. And what happens when we can detach that emotional or traumatic experience, disconnect that from the song, and just enjoy the beauty of the song as it is without, story attached to it. So just experiment with music this month, this week, this year. See where it takes you, the discoveries you make about yourself and your journey, how far you've come, how far you have yet to go, and where you're going, where you want to go. But I think that's it for me on this subject. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'd love to know how music has helped you, how music heals you. I want to know how, if there's a certain song or certain genre of music you've been really, really resistant to, have a great resistance to, why that is, how you can work through that and overcome that, and maybe get to the root of that. I think it can help you in a lot of other areas. But I'm Ariel, and this has been Maven Unmasked. Music is a healer and a freer, among other things. Have a great one, lovelies. Bye.